CalHFA. Got it. Okay, we're all recording. Everybody just click the little button, please. All right. So going back to my story, as a realtor, I've helped lots and lots of families buy homes using down payment assistance programs. CalHFA, the state of California. I've done the county of San Diego. I've done the city of San Diego. I've done city of Chula Vista, National City, the Golden State program. I've done a bunch of different grant programs through the government agencies or directly with banks. And I'm telling you this background because I'm very familiar with all these programs over the years. A lot of my clients needed them to buy their first home with little to no money down. And they bought these homes. And over the years, they held on to these homes, made their monthly payments, and they have a ton of equity. Appreciation went up, inflation went up. And today we handed the keys to our newest home buyer. We just came from there. And her and her husband bought a $700,000 home in Chula Vista, single family residence. Well, guess what? She started with us about 5 or 6 years ago when she bought a townhome in Chula Vista, 2-bedroom for her. She was single back then. And she used a down payment assistance program. She put $0 into that property. And now, fast forward about 5 or 6 years later, she has about $200,000 in equity into that in that home, right? And that's what a down payment assistance program could help you do, is earn equity and build wealth in real estate. And she used that townhome as leverage to buy now her single family home with her husband and her baby. That's why I like these programs. Now, with that being said, sometimes all this experience that I have, 20-something years in real estate, done a bunch of these programs, it works against you sometimes, all the experience. So in this case, it also worked against me. So this is what happened. About 3 weeks ago, right? I heard from some lenders and from some people in the industry that this program is coming out. They said, hey, CalHFA, they're going to come out with a down payment assistance program where they're helping buyers with 20% down payment, right? And then a couple of people that I know, personal friends, text me screenshots of like some ads that they saw online or something saying that they're coming out with this program or news, briefs. And I saw the messages and I said, oh yeah, that's been around forever. It's no big deal, right? That was my response to them. So I guess that was my experience working against me. Does that make sense? Because I've done a ton of these and I'm just like, okay, no big deal. I've seen all of them. By the way, really quick, someone can't get in. And they're asking how do they get in because it's not letting them in. So I'm gonna just share with them the link really quick. And that way they could jump on, okay? And if somebody else out there knows somebody that can't get in, just message us, message Ro and we'll get you in. So anyways, I get this text message and I'm like, oh, it's CalHFA. They've been around forever, right? I know lenders that have been doing CalHFA loans since the 1990s. So at that point, I brushed it off, right? So then that was a few weeks ago. And then I heard again that they're going to come out with guidelines this past Monday, about 8 days ago. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. Well, what happens Monday? Monday, guidelines come out. I get a call from a buddy of mine, Alfonso Delgadillo, lender. And he says, hey, man, I just read these new guidelines that just came out with this loan program, right? Because we don't do loans here. We do real estate. We help people buy homes, sell homes, and property management. So we don't do loans. So he calls me and says, dude, these guidelines are pretty wild. I go, what do you mean? And he starts explaining to me, and I couldn't believe it. And that's when it just like blew my mind. And because I thought I saw all of the down payment programs, and I've been part of all the grants and done a bunch of deals, but I never knew that it was going to be this good. And that's when instantly, I just turned into like, okay, almost like someone that just got baptized in a new religion, right? Where you just go out there, you're telling everybody about your, with your beliefs, and you want to convert them. Well, I did the same thing with real estate, because I'm like, people need to know about this. This is how important this program is. So in a nutshell, before Alfonso jumps on and he's going to get into all the details about how the program works, in a nutshell, this is how I interpret the program, okay? The state of California is simply saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, choose any house you want under $1.2 million, and we're going to front you the 20% down payment. So you get to buy the home with zero down, which is very rare, by the way. By the way, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you don't have to pay us back for 30 years, which, again, I've seen that part of it, but this part I haven't seen, where they said, and you won't have to pay any interest on that 20%, and it doesn't accrue interest. Because I've done plenty of down payment assistance programs where that 20%, the silent second that it's called, it just accrues interest, and it accrues interest over the years, right? This was different. So I'll give you guys an example. Pretend there's $1 million home and you choose it. State of California is going to wire in $200,000, 20%, into an escrow account so you could close that deal. At that point, all you have is an $800,000 loan to worry about. You make payments on the $800,000 loan, and you won't have any mortgage insurance because you put your 20% down. So your monthly payments are way more affordable, and you didn't have a down payment. So I have buyers right now who have 20% down payment. They're ready to buy, and I'm like, why use your own money? OPM, other people's money. Why don't you use the state's money? They'll let you borrow the 20%. Now, if you decide to sell after 5 years, let's pretend that same $1 million property went up to $1.1 million. You just made $100,000 profit. So you sell the property for 1.1, you give the state of California back their 200,000, and then you pay them 20% of the profit. So in this example, the profit was 100,000. So you pay them 20,000, you keep 80,000. That's a ridiculous deal. I'll tell you why. Me, I don't qualify for that program, right? I own a lot of real estate. This last deal that I bought, I had to put 35% down as an investor. And I got amazing credit. I got amazing asset, amazing income. They're asking for 35% down. So I had to wire in almost $1 million, right? 35% down to buy this property that I'm buying, that I just bought yesterday. Now, if the bank would have called me back, or they call me back today and they go, Voltaire, you know what? We're going to wire you back your 35% down payment, and we're going to finance the entire thing 100%. I would be doing cartwheels down the street right now. I'd be so excited because I just bought a property with zero down. So that's how amazing this program is, that it's allowing first-time buyers to pick up a property without any money out of pocket. So going back to my entire story about, my background, 20 plus years in real estate, I've seen every loan program out there. And when I saw this one, and by the way, I like my time off. I like my Tuesday nights off. But when I saw this one, I told my team, you know what, we're gonna have to do an emergency Zoom workshop to let people know about this program, because that's how passionate and excited I am about this program. There is a caveat. There's limited funds. So when people say, well, what's the catch? This is a catch. There's limited funds, right? They funded somewhere in the range of $300 million for this program throughout the entire state of California. So when you do the math, you would assume that we're probably going to be out of money for this specific program soon, within a month, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. But the good thing is not everyone's educated on this program. A lot of people don't understand how this program works. And that's why this education process is so important. So we want to educate you tonight, and then that way you're able to capitalize on this program really and get some of those funds assigned to you so you could use it as your 20% down payment. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to introduce our co-host tonight. We have two co-hosts. One is Raul Santamaria. He's the person right here, a nice looking gentleman. He's going to be answering questions on the chat. So if you have any questions, you go ahead and message and he's going to be answering. And then we have Alfonso Delgadillo. And I asked Alfonso to be on this call because he's the most experienced lender that I work with, right? And he's been doing CalHFA programs for many, many years now. And he's done a lot of these CalHFA programs. And that way he could just break down the program. Welcome. Thank you for joining, Alfonso. So if you want to unmute yourself, and then we could go ahead and, you know, share some of your things. Hopefully you don't bore us to death. Right.
But you always tell me the same thing.
but for a reason. No, but you're gonna give us some good examples tonight, and you're gonna share with us the difference, right, between using this program and any other regular loan program, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of share screen. I will be trying to explain as, you know, as thorough as I can what you guys are looking at. But I want to give you guys an overview of the program, and that's what the boring stuff that Voltaire was mentioning about. But I promise to keep this to probably no more than, honestly, 15 minutes, okay? But just before I get going, Voltaire is not wrong in anything he said up to this point. I've been doing this for over 19 years. I've helped thousands of families purchase with their mortgage, you know, their homes. I've done all the down payment assistance programs since I got in the business in 2004. I've been doing this for 19 years. So this is the best. And just like Voltaire, that's why I had to call him right away. I'm like, dude, I am in shock. Like, this is some great guidelines. Look what it looks for. And he already touched up on a lot on those guidelines. I'm just gonna dive deep. This information that I took directly from CalHFA's website, and I try to put it as fast as I could for today's workshop. And I hope that you guys get a lot of information for it. Please put your questions on the chat. I will, for respect for everybody's time, I will answer all those loan questions at the end of my presentation. Like I said, it'll be 15 minutes. I want to get to the exciting part where I show you guys different scenarios so everybody can get really excited as much as Voltaire and I are, because when you guys see the comparison of not using this program, it's going to be mind-blowing. Okay, so I want to share my screen here, and hopefully I can do this the right way. And let me see here. So share. I'm going to share this screen. And just confirm, Voltaire and Raul, you guys can see that screen?
Yes, we can see your desktop. And
okay, hold on. It's messy.
We got to show you how to do folders.
I'm old school. Can you see that?
All right, yeah, we got you. Yeah,
right,
just
load
up.
I was sharing the other one. I was supposed to share the other one. See, I'm not that tech savvy. I just know how to do. I know how to do loans pretty good. All right. So okay. So thank you for joining us. So borrower requirements, super simple. First-time home buyers. Everybody applying for the program needs to be a first-time home buyer. Who's a first-time home buyer? Someone that has never owned a home. If you happen to own a home, or your name was on title of a property, maybe your parents or your grandparents put you for a minute on their home, on their title, but it's been 3 years, and one day you are eligible for the program because you're reconsidered a first-time home buyer, or if you own a home and you sold it more than 3 years ago, you are eligible. First-time home buyer, occupy the property as your primary residence. Everybody applying on the application has to occupy the property. No non-occupant co-borrowers. So if you're going to live in the property, but your tias or your tios or your parents are going to help you, it's not allowed. Okay. CalHFA borrowers must complete a 2-level homeowner education council and obtain a certificate of completion through the eligibility homeowner counselor organizations. We will provide you with those links to where you have to talk to a counselor through CalHFA, and then you have to take an online course, about 4 or 5 hours from what I've heard. You can do that in the weekends or the evenings. It's super, I think we got to admit, Adrian, there you go. It's super simple. We'll get you that. It's kind of boring stuff, but you can do that in your free time. It's just to educate you on the home buying process, on how to budget better, so on and so forth. Okay. And then you have to meet the CalHFA income limits. And this is where I was blown away. I'm like, okay, who really is going to be able to qualify for this program? A lot of people right away think, Voltaire, that it's for low income people. It's not. Down payment assistance programs are not for low income families. Some programs are, this one's not. So with this program, there's a chart right there, okay? You guys can earn.
We can't see the chart. So if you want to zoom in for us, that'd be awesome.
You guys can't see, okay, hold on. How do I do
Which
it?
really, you guys don't need to see this chart. This is every county in California. The only one we're worried about is San Diego and Riverside.
Correct. So
Right,
San Diego County, so as long as in San Diego County, okay, you guys are making under 211,000. Now, let me give you some examples. Let's say that you and your spouse both make up $100,000 each, that's 200. But then you get paid commissions or overtime or bonuses. As long, and you're like 250 a year, right? I'm exaggerating here, but let's say you're 250. As long as we're only using your base pay, even though your W-2s and your pay stubs show more income, you are okay. Got it? So as long as the qualifying income on the app, it's under 211,000, you are okay. Let's say you're married and you make 200 and your spouse makes another 200. We only use one income. As long as one income or application income is under the limit, you are gonna be okay. All right, for Riverside County, I'll tell you that Riverside, where's my R? $173,000. $173,000 or below, you are eligible for the program. Okay. Once again, this is just application income. You can earn more as long as we don't use it. Right now, let's say your salary is 150,000, and then your spouse makes another 100,000 base salary. On that one, we can't maneuver to put less income. We have to use the full income. It's only like the bonuses, commissions, and overtimes that we can omit, or omit a whole borrower's income completely to be below that. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. All right.
This is the boring part I was talking about, but yeah. All right, come on. Let's go on to the next one.
I just want to make sure that people understand. Property requirements must be a single family home. And Voltaire, here's your answer that you called me about the other day. Must be a single family home, 1 unit residence, including approved condominiums and PUDs. So townhomes, condos, or single family homes. Guest house, granny flats, in-law quarters may be eligible. Okay. So if there's a second structure that's any of those things, it is eligible. Okay. Also, manufactured home on a permanent foundation, it's also eligible, right? And then the condo must meet the guidelines for first time, for the first mortgages, which typically, as long as there's not a lawsuit or pending litigation is called on a condo, it's going to be eligible for it. Okay. So those are the properties that are eligible. Now, borrowers. Okay. Here's what Voltaire was talking about earlier. Dream for All provides a loan of 20% of the home purchase price. All right. The homeowner pays back the original loan and plus 20% of depreciation of the value. So I'm not going to do what Voltaire, because Voltaire explained it. You make $100,000 profit, you have to give them 20,000 bucks. So people get super confused, and I am going to elaborate on this. If the home is worth 600,000, you borrow the whole 600,000. So when you sell it, you owe the 600,000. Yes, you probably owe less because you pay down the balance of your principal and interest payments, but whatever it's worth over that, that's where you're going to share the equity with the state. Okay. But it's like cash on cash return. It's infinity. I mean, it's you're getting free money to buy a home, to walk away with some serious cash in the next 3 to 5 years when you're ready to upgrade. Okay. Here's a cool part though.
Hey, Alfonso, now that you're on the subject, actually, Juan had a really good question, and his question is that he's heard several times with this program, what if the property doesn't have equity when you want to sell? You still owe that 20%. What do you do then?
The state knows that's their risk they're willing to take. It's a short sale, right? Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the short sales that happened back with the mortgage meltdown. Like, you negotiate with the bank, hey, you know what? I can't afford this house no more. I want to get rid of it. I owe you 500,000 total. It's worth 400. It's called a short sale. And Voltaire, it's an expert on that field as well. The whole team is with short sales and all that. So, I mean, it's your home. You can do whatever you want. Obviously, if there's equity, they want to get their money back that they lend you originally with no interest. and the 20% of the equity. But if you're belly up, upside down, and unfortunately you got to sell it, Voltaire will help you guys with that, and it's going to be a short sale.
Got it. So even if you're breaking even and there is no equity, but you're breaking even at that point, there's nothing to split. Okay, cool. And then the last question here is Sunny asked, are there any prepayment restrictions with this program?
No, there's no prepayment penalties. This is a 30-year fixed conventional mortgage. Okay, it's a 30-year fixed mortgage. There's no prepays. Literally, you can buy it today, sell it tomorrow. Not that you would do that, but there's absolutely no restrictions. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
You got it. Now, here's a good thing. Okay. Families that are under the 80% area median income for the county that you're buying, just remember 80,000 bucks. It's roughly around 80,000 bucks. So as long as you're 80,000 or less, instead of paying back the state, right, 20% of the equity, they're only going to want 15%. Okay. So a lot of first-time home buyers that are just getting started with life, you know, they make 75, 80,000 bucks and they want to buy a small condo. That's for you. So instead of sharing 20% of the equity, you're only going to share 15% of the equity, right? Okay. And here's where we're going to spend a little bit more time on. Okay. So I did a scenario here, and then I'm going to share my computer where I can punch any numbers that you guys may want to see. Okay. But this is just for illustration purposes right now. This is truly today a regular conventional loan versus the Dream for All conventional loan. So if you were to buy a house for $700,000 and you put 3% down, okay, 3% down, you're coming out of pocket with $21,000 out of your own money, okay? This is no assistance, right? Your estimated monthly total payment, if you guys see there on the screen, is $5,069, okay? That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Same house, we put you in a Dream for All program, okay? And you get 20% from the state, right? Which is 140,000. You're paying on a loan amount of 560,000. You're only paying principal and interest, taxes, and insurance, no mortgage insurance because you're not financing more than 80%. And your mortgage payment, it's only $4,273. Okay. So you guys see there the big benefit. Okay. A $700,000 home, Voltaire, you're a property manager, you're an expert in the rental space. How much can that house rent for? If somebody was renting a $700,000 home, what are they paying for rent right now?
I would say somewhere around $4,500. That's probably like a 3-bedroom, two bath, 2-car garage. And it'll probably rent for about $4,500.
There you go. So that's why it's an amazing program, because legitimately with this program, you can own it for less than what you're probably paying in rent right now. Okay. So it's something that you guys have to really get on this right away. Whoever is interested, help us spread the word. Voltaire said it. There's only $300 million available through CalHFA to fund this program. We're estimating that there's going to be about 2,500 families to no more than 3,000 families across California taking advantage of this. It rolled out on Monday. We had the training on Tuesday and Wednesday through CalHFA. Okay. On Wednesday, they already were getting contracts, not applications. They were getting deals under contract, and they were getting flooded. My team and I, in the last 5 days, 5 calendar days, we've got 7 contracts. Okay. And we're trying to put as many families as we can on this. Now, I do want to make an illustration just in case anybody's getting scared out there for the prices, right? So it's $4,200 payment. Remember that, $4,273. Now, if you did an FHA loan on that house, FHA, and here it is, $700,000 purchase, your down payment is 3.5%, which is $24,500. Okay. Your mortgage payment, it's $4,106. Okay. So there's still like a $900 savings, right? From going from a regular FHA to using that program. So we're talking about $4,273 on that program. Now, let's say that you bought a $600,000 house. You put 600. Your down payment is 3.5% on an FHA. Your payment is 40, sorry. Payment is 32, 34, 38. Okay, that's your FHA program. Now, let's do this other 34. And let me go to the screen real quick. On a $600,000 home, you're not paying mortgage insurance. Let me remove it real quick. Check this out. Bam.
And while Alfonso is getting that ready, just wanted to remind you guys that I threw some links into the chat here. And this is where you can give us a review about your experience today and also check out what future events we got going on and stay in the know for our newsletters with the real estate market.
Yeah. So if we're doing, once again, a conventional loan on a $600,000 home, okay, and you put 120 down, you're financing 480, right? Here's your monthly payment, guys. So it's still about a $900 savings. Okay. So instead of paying $4,400, you're paying $3,560. Okay.
Okay. So real quick, that way everybody understands this part. So this is a $600,000 purchase, right?
Yep.
And if you use this program with 0 down, your payment's about $3,600 a month, right?
Correct.
But if you use your own money and you bought FHA, you said the payment was going to be how much?
Let me put that back up right now. So 3,600. I'll put it right
So
back
3,600. This is using this program on a $600,000 purchase.
Yep. I'm going to put it back on here. Right here. There we go. $4,500.
So if you're buying in today's market, and you just said, I want to buy my first house, 600,000, you'd be paying $4,500 a month. With this program, it's 3,600. So I just want to, for a second, just highlight how important that is. You're saving $900 a month. That's incredible. And you're not using any of your down payment. Where in the other program, you had to come in with your own money. So it's very, very, it's the right way to go. I want you to share your other screen, Alfonso, where you actually had the scenario and it was easy to read.
The 700,000?
Yeah, 700,000.
Yep.
So I want to visually see that again, because I think that's pretty powerful to kind of show what the difference is. Can you share that with us?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second, brother. Can you confirm? You see it right there?
All right, we can see it. Okay. Perfect. So on the left side, you buy regular 3% conventional. That's what everybody does. And your payment's $5,069, and you're spending 21,000 of your own dollars. You're investing 21,000 of your own dollars. That's normal. That's what everyone's been doing for a long time. On the right side, same $700,000 home, you put $0 of your own money, and you're only paying $4,200 a month, $4,273. So you're saving
$756 a month.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's really good. Yeah, and it helps with the reason why, and we could stop sharing the screen. The reason why California is doing this is because we're in a housing shortage. And we're going to go over the market update in a bit that we understand, but they want people to get into homes. They want to help people get into homes. The other part that they're doing this, and they've always been doing this, is because it feeds the economy. Every time that a home is sold, there's like 60 different people that get paid, right? There's realtors, there's lenders, there's a notary, there's an escrow company, there's a title company, there's the landscapers, there's a locksmith. There's all these people that get paid, and it pushes the economy forward. One thing I just want to share with you guys real quick is what Alfonso mentioned earlier is like rate of return, right? You guys could all see this right here.
Yep.
I'm going to walk you through if you bought a $500,000 home, okay? The way rich people look at stuff is they look at percentages. So I'm going to show you how real estate is by far the best investment out there. If you buy a $500,000 home, and let's say that, 5 years down the line, you want to sell this home. The new value is $550. So that's pretty, I'm not exaggerating, right? In 5 years, it's going to go up 50,000. You guys see that all the time. It's probably even more, but that's a $50,000 profit, right? So remember, and this is what I teach in my wealth building classes, is a lot of poor people talking dollars, rich people talking percentages. So let's look at the percentages. If you make a $50,000 profit, right, in real estate by owning a property, and let's say you bought this property for $500,000 and you put $100,000 down payment, that's 20% down, right? So what we do is we divide, okay, $50,000 into your down payment. That's what you put. So your profit into your down payment equals a 50% return. That's what you see here. So that's a really good return. That's better than the stock market. That's better than Bitcoin. I mean, all these things that you could think of, like this is a really good solid return for you living in your home. It's the best investment out there. Now, let's pretend that you use this 3% down conventional that Alfonso just mentioned, right? Again, we do our profit, $50,000 over 5 years, and then you divide it into the down payment that you put into this property. That's a 333% return right here. You see that? That's crazy. So what it's showing you here is that the less amount of money you invest into a property, even with the same $50,000 profit, the higher percentage of return that you make. You make over three times your money by putting less down. And that's why I'm a huge proponent of buying real estate with as little money as possible. Okay, because your returns are higher. So imagine earning a 333% return. This return almost looks like a joke. It looks like, you know, when they're like doing, you know, all these cryptocurrencies where they're like, oh, you're earning, you know, this much percentage. Like but this is real estate.
Yeah.
Right now, what happens when you put zero down payment and you use this program? We're talking about CalHFA, same $50,000 profit, right? And then you divide it into zero. Cannot divide by zero. Why? Because that gives you an infinity return, guys, infinity. So you're earning money and you can't even calculate your return because it's infinity. Does that make sense to you guys? So when you're using other people's money like that, that's how powerful it is, that the computer can't even calculate your return, because technically you need to have some money invested. But if you're using other people's money, that's where you really, really make a profit.
So Voltaire, if I may, for 30 seconds, on the example that Voltaire and I just shared here, the last slide, right? The $700,000 purchase, right? Just for illustration purposes, that's a $756 a month savings from the program to the other. That's, if you multiply that to the 5 years that Voltaire is saying, right? 5 years that you live in the house, that's a savings of $45,000 a year in 5 years. Okay, $45,000. Now,
so
house,
756 times 60 months, that's 5 years.
Yep.
That's 45,000.
That's how much money they saved on monthly payments. Okay. Now, the property goes up 50,000, Voltaire, and they have to give the state 20%, right? That's 10 grand. So you're going to share 10 to save 45. So your net profit is what? $35,000 that you did not have to pay, plus 40,000 of the 50,000 appreciation because you kept 80% of the profits. So factor that into the thing. Is like, once again, like Voltaire said, your return on investment is literally infinity, because we have to factor in, Voltaire, the fact that they're saving anywhere between $800 to $1,200 a month by using this program, depending on the sales price of the home, right?
Right.
These are like legitimately sell prices here in San Diego County or even in Riverside. They're going to save between, even a small condo, $700 to upwards of over $1,200 if they're buying a single family home. And
right.
That is like crazy.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to speed this up real quick. I'm going to go through the market update real quick. And then we're going to go into some questions. All right. This is important stuff. So we got the market update going. Is this program available for a family that just arrived from New York State? Yes, as long as you have your 2 years of income. It's for any family. in California. You're gonna be living in California. All right, so I'm just gonna go through these real quick. This is a quick market update. That way everybody understands what's going on in the market. There's 2,200 homes for sale in San Diego. What does that mean? That means there's 3.3 million people in San Diego, guys. There isn't a lot of homes. That number should normally be between 6,000 to 8,000 homes. Right now we're at 2,200 homes, not a lot of homes, inventory is low. Demand, it's up 12% from last month to this month. So that's a big jump in demand, the number of buyers that want to buy. Market time, the days it takes to sell a house from the time that for sale signs on the front lawn to the day that a buyer comes and offers them a good offer is 39 days on the market. Anything under 90 days is a hot seller's market. Okay, sorry, anything under 90 days is a seller's market. Anything under 60 days is a hot seller's market. So we're in a hot seller's market. It only takes 39 days to sell a house. Interest rates, VA and FHA, about 6 and 1.25%, and then conventional 6.625%. This program is 6.125%, which is crazy. They're offering the best interest rates. Usually, my experience over the last 20 years with these type of programs, interest rates are always higher. But this is a great interest rate. And then distressed homes, there's 16 distressed properties in San Diego County that went through a foreclosure, 16. That same number in 2009, when the Great Recession happened, was 8,000 homes in foreclosure, 8,000 distressed homes. So as you can see, it's a strong market. There isn't a lot of people that are going to be losing their homes anywhere in the near future from what this tells us. The next thing that we want to look at is construction. There's 4,000 new units built last year to 2022. Before that, they're doing about 6,600 new units a year. And again, San Diego County, 3.3 million people. How does that compare to pre-Great Recession? 2005, 2006, we're averaging 16,000 new builds on average in San Diego. So there's 16,000 new units being built. 2008 happens, bam, big Great Recession. Everybody, all these developers lose a lot of money. So what did they do? They didn't build anymore. In 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, they stopped building. And then when they got back around to building in 2015, 16, 17, by that time, the housing shortage was already like creeping up, all these missed new construction builds. So right now we're about, depending on which news article you read, we're about negative 125,000 housing units in San Diego. So we're in a housing shortage. And we're not building enough, right? We're supposed to be building about 12,000 to 15,000 new housing units in San Diego. Again, I'll repeat that. We're supposed to be building 12,000 to 15,000 per year just to keep up with demand, but we're at 4,000 as of last year. And we're already in a housing shortage. So that's creating a huge demand for housing. The reason why I'm buying real estate is because I think 10 years ago, 10 years from now, when I turn around and I look at my portfolio, I'm going to be very happy with my decision to buy real estate now, even though it is a peak, because I think there's going to be a new peak in the future based on these stats. And the median sold price is $799,000. So that's, if you look at all the properties that sold in San Diego County, guys, right, last month, and you pick the middle one, that's $799,000. That's the median. That's what that means. Okay, so the median sold price is $799,000. Raul's going to share a quick page so you know who this was brought to you by.
You're muted. You're muted.
Our real estate company? Yeah, everybody. So, by the way, guys, if you guys got any good information from tonight's workshop, please, whoever invited you, your favorite Lepe Tendwell real estate agent, go on their Yelp and just give them a 5-star review and say, hey, I got invited to this thing. They great information. Whatever you want to say, something nice about us. Google or our Facebook reviews, it really helps. That way in the future, when people deal with us, they go, man, these guys and girls, they're super solid. They give out really good information and they're really trying to help. So Raul will punch again. He already put it in the chat, but he's gonna put it again. And Raul, if you want to just share with the VIP home buyer thing real quick, and then we'll go into questions and answers. Whenever you're ready, Raul, just share that screen. So please, any reviews would be super helpful. It helps us out a lot. If you could show the other screen with everyone at Lepe Tendwell.
Yeah, it looks like I'm missing a couple headshots here.
Okay, no, I got it. I got it over here on my end. Then you can
Perfect.
just cancel that. Thanks. All right. Raul, if you want to go through the questions and answers, see what Alfonso can answer why.
We got some really good questions on there. Go ahead, Ro.
By the way, this is the entire team. We might be missing a couple people actually, but this is who brought it to you today, man. Everybody really wants to do a great job for you guys. That's the entire real estate office here. And again, whoever invited you, please go and review them because it really, really helps our business. We appreciate you guys. Go ahead, Raul, if you want to just go through some of these questions.
Yeah, I think we actually got through all of them. One that I saw was missed is if they have a VA loan and buy with this loan, aka the CalHFA loan, can they still use their VA loan?
Yes, and that is what I'm every opportunity I get with a VA buyer, I'm like, dude, do not buy with VA. Just to give an example, in that $700,000 scenario, VA loan, right? Your payment's 51 plus. That's still saving you $847 a month to utilize this. Well, guess what? Down the road, you want to rent that property out as long as you pay the CalHFA back, because we didn't talk about that right now. But at a certain point, if they find out you moved out and you started renting, they're going to want to get paid. So they'll find out when you buy another property and you live in there, right? So yes, your VA loan is eligible for it. Or guess what? Let's say you don't want to sell it, but you want to keep it and you don't want to buy another home. We'll refinance out of the CalHFA loan with your VA loan and pay them back, because VA loans go up to 90% of a cash out, because at that point you're cashing out part of your equity.
That's too much information, I think. But what Alfonso's trying to say is if you qualify VA, just buy through CalHFA, right? You wait a few years and you buy VA with zero down again.
Yes.
And then you have two houses for $0. So if you want two houses for $0 and you want to start building your real estate portfolio, you know, this is the way to do it. But thanks for that question. Thanks for the explanation. What other questions out there before we call it? Refinancing is available later for lower interest rate. Great question. Go ahead, Alfonso.
They're going to let you, this is the only CalHFA program, the Dream for All. They're going to let you refinance one time to drop your interest rate. So when the rates drop in the next 6 to 12 months that we project, you're going to be able to refinance to lower your monthly payment even more. So yes, you can do it.
That's awesome too. So you get to refinance to drop your payment, or a few years from now, if your appreciation and inflation goes up, you get to refinance, pay off the loan that they gave you, the 20% loan, and give the state of California the 20% profit. And then now you cut ties with them and then you own that property forever, put a tenant in there, rent it out, make some money. That's what I like doing. And by the way, all this is strategy. We could help you with strategy, by the way. You know, all this is strategy. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, actually, one question that I have, Alfonso, is say I buy a house, you know, zero down with the CalHFA program, and I'm just chilling in there for 15, 20 years, and I got a good amount of equity, and I want to build a granny flat in my backyard. Can I tap into that equity without having to, or I guess maybe with like a home equity, or do you have to refi, pay off the CalHFA before you tap into the equity?
They didn't specify a rate in term refi or a cash out refi, so they're going to let you refinance one time in the life of the loan without having to pay them off, right? So they didn't say if you cash out, you have to pay us off. So you can do a cash out refi, or you just do a line of credit. If your credit, if your rate is super low, just do a line of credit. Use the equity, do a line of credit, and build that granny flat ADU, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, just because I'm thinking about these awesome ADU laws, all these folks that are buying single family houses, you got this 400 square foot garage that's just begging to be turned into a studio. And if you have the equity, if you can just tap into that and throw it into the studio without having to worry about paying that 20% back, I mean, I think that's just another hack to be able to build wealth through real estate, right? And I think, Alfonso, you just confirmed that that's possible. So just thinking down the line, different ways on how we can make some money leveraging whatever we got thus far.
For sure.
Cool. Any other questions? What's the next step? So the next step is, if you're interested in this program, reach out to your favorite Lepe Tendwell real estate agent. At that point, they're going to set you up with a lender who knows CalHFA. Okay, might be Alfonso, might be someone else. Regardless, everyone should go and tell their tias, their tios, their primos, people from work, from church. Everyone should know about this. And this is why. Because in life, yes, we want to go through it and we want to better ourselves and we want to better our own lives and our families' lives. We also want to enrich our communities, right? We want to enrich our friends' lives. And trust me, because I've done this many times. I've told people about a certain program. I taught them how to make money. I taught them how to buy their first piece of real estate. And they're forever grateful. They come to me all the time and they're just like, man, I really love my home. Man, you know what? I made my first, hundreds of thousands of dollars with you, right? And that's the best feeling in the world. So if you guys teach someone in your community, at church, at work, at school, wherever, about real estate and about how you can make a 50% return or a 333% return, or about this program, you're bettering their lives, because now they're building wealth, right? And when they build wealth, it's, trust me, I've been there, Alfonso too. It makes you a lot happier. It allows you to enrich others, right? So I cut monthly checks to different organizations here locally. I donate a lot of money. I donate a lot of time because of the wealth that I built in real estate. So when you change somebody else's lives, and 10 years later, you visit them at their home that you told them about, your cuñada or someone from work, and they're happy, and it's because of you, because you told them about a program like this, or you told them about your favorite realtor. It really feels good, guys. So I'll just leave you with that. I hope that you enjoy your night. Again, the next step is reach out to your favorite Lepe Tendwell real estate agent, and then from there, they're going to set you up with a lender that knows CalHFA. And thank you very much. I don't think there's any more questions, so we'll just wrap it up there.
Well, Terry, if I may.
Yes.
So I just want to give a special shout out to everybody who joined tonight, just because it was short notice, and two, it's late on a Tuesday. So this goes to show that you guys are really serious about your real estate goals. And, we're all grateful to have you guys here on this call. Now, I threw it in again in the chat. We got Google and Yelp reviews. We'd love to hear back from you guys. We put these on for you guys. So if there's any feedback that you guys have from us or for us where we can do something a little bit different, a little bit better, we'd love to hear back from you guys. All feedback's good feedback. And the last thing on there too is you're going to see an Eventbrite page link. So that way, if you click on there, you're going to be able to check out all of the workshops that we have going on throughout the year. We actually host 2 a month. So if you want to stay in the know on various different topics about real estate, definitely click on there. And lastly, we do a real estate monthly newsletter. So that way, if you want to stay in the know with what's happening in real estate, shoot your email into the chat, or you can shoot it directly to me. I'll throw my phone number back here again if you wanted to just text me your email. That way we can subscribe you so you can get this real estate monthly newsletter via email, and you're always in the know. But that's all I had for you guys today. Voltaire, Alfonso, thank you guys for putting on this amazing workshop. I know I learned a thing or two here. I'm sure a lot of folks here did as well, but I'll give that back the floor to you.
Thank you. Voltaire and team, every Lepe Tendwell probably thank you for letting me talk. So we're excited to help everybody out.
Hey, you did really good, man. I didn't fall asleep. Thank you. All right, we'll see. We'll see each other later. All right, peace out. Peace out.